kind of live on all. Right? Okay. So I have some things to say to you this morning, as per usual. Um, but it's been a really weird energy for me. How has the energy been for you? Like, how have you been this weekend? What's your vibe? If you could pick, we're gonna do it this way. If you could pick one word to pinpoint your vibe for this weekend, not necessarily today, but like the weekend, what would it be? What would it be if you could pick one? If you can't pick one word, string a few together if you need to. I know some of us don't like to be told what to do. Roller coaster, sleepy, chest pains, ugh, hopeful, whirlwind, high energy this weekend, but the drop today. Oof, stuck but not stuck. Busy, okay, stagnant. Ooh, go with the flow, exhausted yet grateful. Yeah. So we'll talk more in depth on Wednesday night during the Normalized Magic workshop. It's our last one this week of season 5, and some crazy shit happened this weekend that we need to talk about. So we'll do that on Wednesday. Again, if you're interested in learning more about the workshop, you want to join the next cohort of that, send me a DM or an email. Registration is open, and we restart for season 6 on the 5th of June. So we're just gonna take 1 week and then back at it. All right, but today you're here for Coffee and Magic, and we're gonna pull some cards and see what the hell is going on with this energy. Um, thank you. Thank you. So much more organized. Um, we have the full moon happening this week as well, and a lot of things culminating with that full moon. So let's go ahead and do that actually. Maybe if it feels good for you, just set an intention for your pulls today. Like, is it about the full moon? Is it about something you've been manifesting? Is it just a vibe check? Like, what do you want? What's your intention for today for these cards as I shuffle? And Alex, everybody is eating. Gloria has eaten and she's about to shed. So, you know, look at my earrings. Can you even? I'm so snaky these days. It's my favorite thing. Um, she's eaten and she's about to shed. And so she's never shed with me before. So once she's done that, she's gonna be a whole new lady. It's gonna be brand new. And she does know how to eat and everything's good. So we're good. Let me give you your 3 things. We're gonna go with smells this morning. I'm gonna give you 3 smells. You tell me which one sounds appealing to you. We're gonna do sandalwood, nag champa, and dragon's blood. Those are the 3 for you this morning. And just kind of and you pick your scent, just take a moment and set your intention for this message. Where is this going? And if you don't have an intention for this message, that's an intention as well. Just like a general, like, what the fuck is fine. You know what I mean? Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry I didn't say good morning to everybody. My goodness. It's because I was trying to get everything up on here. Your choices again are sandalwood, nagchampa, and dragon's blood. Yeah, if you don't know any of those smells, that doesn't matter. Just like go with the one that you feel attracted to. You know what I mean? And then maybe make it a little field trip to go smell these things because all three are rather delightful. Rather delightful. All right, let's see here. So again, sandalwood, Nag Champa, and dragon's blood. Drop your selection in the comments. I'm shuffling right now for sandalwood, and you're thinking about your intention. I feel like we got this message last time, but we'll see. A lot of you sent me, remember I said I needed a snake mug, and you guys sent me some snake mug links. If you see snake mug things, please send them still because a lot of these clay creators, they just sell out so quickly. And also, I'm not about to spend $200 on a mug, which I mean, sad to say, but I have snakes to feed now. So, I'm trying to keep it under like, ideally, the price point would be like between 40 and 50, but I understand craftsmanship, so I'd go like as high as like 70 probably, but like I'm trying not to be unreasonable, yeah, at this time of my life. You know what I mean? Oh my god, yeah. A beautifully handcrafted clay mug with snakes and such and all the things. Yeah, I've seen some that are even higher than 200. And again, like I'm not saying that that is pricing correctly because it's art. So bless. But for me, that is not the price point that I meet in my daily life at this time. Maybe another time in my daily life, but not this one. Not this one. Your girl's gonna get divorced over here. We're still working on that. Oof. All right. Anyway, if you're just joining us, we're about to get into the get. It is sandalwood, nagchampa, or dragon's blood. Those are three scents. And if you don't know what they smell like, it doesn't matter. Just choose the one that feels like the vibe. And right now, I have sandalwood. So are you ready? Tell me, and I will proceed with your story. Sandalwood, Nagachampa, and Dragon's Blood. This is sandalwood. Okay. So, my sandalwood friends, you have the horse, you have the mystery, everybody's favorite, and you have dun, 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 the raven. Okay, so what's the story for sandalwood? We've got horse, the mystery, and the raven. So sandalwood vibes right now are a very like it's like you just don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like it just feels very ambiguous and changeable, and what you would really like right now, sandalwood people, is probably like a very clearly marked path, right? That says this is happening at this mile marker and then that mile marker. Like you're craving linear comfort in a world where linear time is spinning out of control, right? And hopefully we can kind of help your energy navigate this a little bit just so you feel, I don't even want to say a little less spinny, but just more like it's going to be okay. It always is at the end of the day, but it's just, oh, that feeling right now. It's like, ugh, like I don't like it. I don't like it. The mystery is a frustrating card because the mystery is that vibe of like, I know you want an answer, but you don't get to have one, and that is your answer, right? It's like, wow, with the riddles. I love riddles when I'm looking for a straight answer, right? Trusting yourself at this point is what the whole thing is about. And it's not a game and it's not a trick. It's just the way things work now, right? You've asked for rapid change and you've resisted change for so long that now it's happening very fast. Um, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like it's coming at you, and it is disorienting, and it's meant to be. There's no way this kind of rapid change happens in like a steady incremental pace. It's like a rush, but then it's also annoying because it's like this rush of energy, but then it'll be like no energy, right? And then it like stops altogether, and then you're like, well, now what? And then it starts again. So it's a lot, and I would like to acknowledge that. Um, but the key here is two things. One is this horsey situation, which is that if you need help, specifically ask for the help. Because the thing is, right now, not right now, always, it's not everybody else's job to intuit what you would need. But especially right now, everything's so chaotic for literally everybody that it's not that no one wants to help you. It's that everybody needs help. So if you need something specific, ask for it. And if people can do it, they will do it. If they cannot, they cannot. Because right now, the chaos level is like a 12 out of 10. It's just a lot. But if you need help, ask for it. The other thing you should remember is with this card is if you need help and you ask for it, it may come in a form you did not expect. For example, from like a parent that you don't want like anything to do with or something, like something that tweaks your pride. And that's going to be your choice, but that could be the answer. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Then we have the Raven. And this is, for some of you, this is just like a bop in the face, you know who you are. But for the rest of you, it's just like it's just a reminder of the magic that you are carrying with you. A reminder to look at the synchronicities, not to give up on your rituals and your routines that kind of keep you in that space of magic, right? Because when you're in that chaotic, like everyday grind of things happening, it can be very easy to forget the magic. But just trust it's happening. Okay. All right. That is your sandalwood. We have today sandalwood, Nag Champa, and dragon's blood. If you've missed sandalwood and you feel like that might have been for you, you can watch the replay when we're finished here on YouTube or Instagram. If you would like to send a donation to Coffee and Magic, you can do that through the link in my bio on Instagram or TikTok. All right. We are shuffling for Nag Champa. Tell me when you're ready for Nag Champa. Thank you, Chief White Buffalo. Okay. I didn't even say it and you told me. Okay, so this is going to be Nag Champa. We have the bee, Earth Fairy, and the Queen. This is a very different message than the first one. So, Earth Fairy, the bee, and the Queen. More than ever right now, your relationships with your female friends, right? Or with your feminine energy is so important. It's being highlighted. There's two parts here. So I'm going to focus on this part first. This part is not for everybody, but it is important to say. So like half of you. This is this together. For some of you right now, your actual biological feminine parts, like female parts, are possibly acting a fool, giving you some troubles, or you have some lower chakra work to do, some clearing out to do, right? If you think about it, that area of your body is the birthing place of things, not just people, right? It's where you birth out your ideas. So, your ideas come through, they form, they speak, they feel them, okay, we're good, and then they need to come into the world through the lower chakras. Your lower chakras are all bound up in knots. You are still birthing things is the thing, but you're not birthing the whole thing. So what ends up happening, and again, this is Sarah science, so just take it with a grain of salt. It's my perspective, but what I feel ends up happening is that these things you're birthing partially, right? Stuff gets stuck in you and just kind of festers, right? And creates energy like resentment, like impotence, feelings of like not being worthy, not good enough, like just like, why can't I ever XYZ? Why is this so difficult? Like all of this and this stuff. And it's because you have all this creative energy and you're birthing things out, but they can't fully be formed because you have so much stuck here and you just get more and more and more and more because we got to clear it out. So for some of you, this is a message to really focus on clearing that area of your body, right? What does that mean? Like, truly, what does it mean energetically? You really have to be careful who you invite into your womb space. Like literally, like who are you bumping with these days? Because that is really important. Like we like to kind of pretend it's not for some reason, right? Like that it's not like a deep energetic situation. But hey, friends, like you're letting somebody into your body with their body. That's a pretty on the nose way of exchanging energy. So imagine you are exchanging sacral energy with somebody whose energetic profile is diametrically opposed to yours or to where you want to be, right? So you're constantly blocking yourself because you have that energy swirling there. Just pay attention to those things a little bit if you've been having these feelings, because all of that's going to help, right? Maybe you need a little bit of a detox, a detox, you know? I didn't stutter. So anyway, that's for some of you. And then the other side of this message, which isn't specifically about that, is we have the bee. And you have all of this like juicy good luck energy around you, right? And it might feel like, oh, like why is it not happening, right? Why is it not happening? And this is just a heads up to you to look at the places where you are energetically blocking yourself. And this may lead directly back to what I just said, or it could be something else. But just if things are feeling like, why aren't they landing? Why aren't they landing? Check the places where you are feeling energetically stuck in your own body. And where does that connect to? Okay. Because everything's lining up for the flow. Everything's lining up for the flow. But if we haven't addressed the sticky points, how do flow, right? How do we flow? So body stuff, lower chakra stuff, okay? What can you do, right? Maybe you're just like, thanks, Sarah. What can you do to start clearing that energy, generally speaking? What should all of us be doing on a daily basis, right? If we have that womb space that needs clearing, right? There's a lot of things. It's layered, right? We all should be addressing any type of mommy issues, right? Mother wound is big in this area. Any type of sexual trauma, big in this area, right? But the biggest thing you can do right now, from a physical standpoint, is move your body in a gentle and what's that word? Like a somatic somatic movement is going to be huge, huge, huge. Connecting your breath to the movement. We're not talking about fast, violent, sweaty movement. We're talking about slow, controlled movement out, right? Kind of like you're breathing in. Imagine that breath coming through and just, right? Maybe you need to do a little solo work instead of partner work, if you know what I mean, right? Well, we can talk more in detail about that in workshop, but it's time to clear the pipes, my friends, and sometimes that needs to be a solo job. Because if the energy ain't pristine, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I'm glad everybody got my joke. It wasn't a joke, though. It's really serious. Okay. Jean says, love the connection to the pelvic bowl and the importance of addressing any blockages that exist because they prevent us from birthing our creativity. Exactly. Exactly, my friend. Exactly, Jean. Thank you. Self massage. Yeah. All right. So, last one is going to be Dragon's Blood. It'll be interesting to see what that message is today. What will it be? Okay. Wow. Like, like, specific different vibes each one of these scents is today. What a jam-packed message if you chose all three, right? So this is not this is Dragon's Blood. Tell me when you're ready. Today it was Sandalwood, Nag Champa, and Dragon's Blood. If you missed them, if you're just joining us, you can always watch them. When I'm finished here, it'll be on my Instagram and YouTube. Like a hair. There we go. One thing about me is if I ever decide to commit some sort of a crime, I am screwed because my DNA will be literally everywhere. Like everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. So this is your Dragon's Blood. We have got joy, letting go, movement. I mean, together, do you think that this could be more messagey for you? Right? Okay. So, anyhow, we have joy, letting go, and movement. Yeah. So, some of you are moving. I do know this to be the case. Two of my friends are moving right now. I'm assuming more than just those two are moving at this time. But you're actually, you might actually be moving, right? Um, you might actually be moving, like not home look. You might. There's movement in the energetic sense that like you have been keeping your energy in this container for X amount of time. And then now you're moving it into a new container. So it's like that, it's that action of moving energy from one container to the next as home base. Okay. That can mean a lot of different things, but obviously for some of you, it's literally moving in your house, right? When you have a move like this, there's so many reasons that incite the movement, but once you start going, what inevitably ends up happening, right? You start packing up stuff, you start thinking about the past, you start dredging up memories, and oh my god, and this and that and the other, and it can get very overwhelming, right? And it requires you to put yourself in a space of both surrender, because Lord knows moving ain't it, right? Surrender, and also that letting go, right? How do you take a moment today to reset your energy, to have this intention of grace and release and surrender, right? Because the movement you're making right now, it is not a mistake and it is not out of nowhere. It is something that has been in the works for a very long time and is just finally manifesting itself into physical reality. And you might be saying, well, why now? Because you let it, right? At the end of the day. This this move has its own inertia. So you don't need to poke and prod it. The best thing you could do right now is to hold gentle space for whatever pace it is taking. Sometimes it's going to go really fast, sometimes it's slow. Just like, if I were to add a card to this, it would be the mystery because it's like, just trust the process of this. It's going to come together. But more so for this particular pull, it's this idea of letting go of the past, right? And maybe even reassessing what you think the past even meant to you, like reauthoring some of your old stories so that they more closely align with a reality that you understand now, right? Because if you were to go back 15 years, right, when there was a situation that was happening, your perspective of that situation 15 years ago is likely very different, right, than the perspective you would have of it now. How do you take your now perspective and your then perspective and have a meeting of the minds and update your files? Because sometimes what happens is that we don't do that. So we still have this feeling from like 15 years ago in the present, and we don't need to because you know more stuff now, right? You understand energy so differently. How could you possibly still feel like you did 15 years ago? Only if you didn't update, and it just takes a minute. Just think about it for a second, right? Just go back and think about it with your now brain and be like, "Oh, all right, let me reauthor this a little bit," right? It's this process of release and understanding that nothing is actually linear, right? I'm sure you feel this now. Like, what is time? What is a year? What is a week? What is a day? Like, it is gone, right? Have you noticed that? It's like, how is it May 20th? I was just talking to you in April, you know? So as you go through this process of release, and letting go and letting this movement just kind of take you, remember, even though it's chaotic, the base energy of this is joy. And if you're getting all caught up in like the cray cray of it, you may not notice it. But so maybe you could just take a moment and realize that the base energy here is not fear. It's not any type of like loss, actually, right? It's a joy energy. And I think when you realize that, it's going to change your attitude. You know what I mean? Because you may have defaulted to feeling like you're moving in it from a fear energy space, right? Like just like, oh God, like like or sadness or like just despair, like whatever it is. It's like I've got to like who knows what the story is. But if you really look at it, you might find that it's actually joy energy that is the basis of all of this. And you just recognizing that is going to make this whole transition pretty easy. Okay. That is your dragon's blood for today. Oh, God, Anna's moving this week too. All right, then. All right, then. So, best of luck. Thank you for joining me for Coffee and Magic this morning. I will see my Normalized Magic friends on Wednesday night at 7:30 for the final episode of season 5. We are going to be doing a full moon ritual. So I will be sending out an email with anything you need to know about that. And again, if you'd like to join us for the next round of Normalized Magic, you can do that by sending me a DM or just go into my website. And I will see you again on Friday at 10 a.m. for more Coffee and Magic. Okay? Love you guys. Mwah!